I think that living the simple life today has kind of been romanticized a little too far. And don't get me wrong, it seems pretty nice to go live on a farm somewhere and just take care of animals, but it's hard. It's hard work. I think back in the day when people had to do this for a living, and I know a lot of people still do have to do this for a living, but mostly people can choose to go do other things. But back when they had to, there was other things missing from day-to-day life, like things weren't as sanitary, fridges weren't around, so, they figured it out. There was ice blocks. They would go cut ice from the river, but food wouldn't last as long because there was no consistent cooling and heating systems and all these little things where, you'd have to chop wood to start your fire, or you'd have to go get, some sort of oil or fuel from the store, and that oil or fuel had to come from quite a ways away, and so it might have been kind of expensive. And maybe you don't see a lot of people very much, and you're raised on some hard Christian values, and so you're taught that women don't have as many rights and other races don't have as many rights, and all these little things that now we can look at these sorts of simple life, so to speak, and romanticize it and think about it in a cool way. And it does seem nice to slow down for sure, but we definitely overlook a lot of these inconveniences and just these terrible things that people had to put up with on a day-to-day basis. People they died younger, and so like the medical system now is much better, but slowing down, if done right, can be really good for a person. There's a guy, Foresty Forest, on YouTube, and he lives in a van and he goes hiking. But I know a lot of people on YouTube who live in vans. They don't really disconnect enough. They're still online a lot, and they're still kind of chronically on their phones or on whatever. And so they might be living a simple life because they're in a van, but they flaunt it, and they're all superficial, and they're not really doing themselves any good. They may as well be living in a house. They're just sort of going through the motions. But honestly, living simpler could be as something like reading more books, or even playing an old school video game instead of pulling out your PC and going on online gaming through like your 10,000 Steam games. Maybe it means pulling out your old PSP or a Nintendo 64 and really just enjoying like the difficulties of trying to, you have one game, and you just, when you die, you go back to the beginning, and it's inconvenient and it's difficult, and that's the fun of it. And just really maybe choosing to spend more time with your friends and family. That's a big one that I'm learning right now. Is I'm actually learning it from improv, is just to try and focus on the people that I care about and listen to them and react to them, and not get so stuck up in my own head with my own ideas. And I really think that, like, if done right, a simple life can be a beautiful thing. But I do think that most people need to rethink what a simple life actually means. And it doesn't really have anything to do with what we see online. And it could just be reading a book. So thanks for listening.